we story it. I'm making a noun a verb here. We try to make sense of it. What's the narrative that arises out of that? And one of those narratives is victimage, as you just said. Oh, I'm a victim. There's nothing I can do about that. And for sure, things happen to us in the course of our lives that we had no control over and may have injured us profoundly. People's abuse or people's abandonment or betrayal or whatever. The real question is not so much what happened to you, but how did you story it? And your story would be a reflexive response to try to make sense of that. The problem is we then get caught up in our own story. And we need to make clear, first of all, what was the story I evolved out of this? And then challenge it as an adult. You're not a victim except insofar as you surrender to that story. So you're not what happened to you ultimately. You're what is wanting to find fulfillment through you, you see. And that's not necessarily a choice. Your choice is whether you pay attention to that or not. So whatever is wanting expression through you often gets set aside or violated by the stories that we evolve for ourselves. So, for example, if I felt powerless in a certain circumstance, well, then my story may well be, as you just said, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'll live a life of avoidance or a life of self medication or a life of giving people whatever they want to stay out of harm's way. Those are rational solutions to a problem that themselves become the problem. Because it's at that moment you need to really pull back and say, but that's the story. And the more I buy into that story, the more I sabotage my own life at this point.